Alright, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be checking out two different decks today. Two decks that run black, yellow Linlin, like you see on the screen here. And then we're going to be checking out some mono black Gecko Moria. And all this will be OP06 legal, of course. And it's just something I'm kind of working on. I will post the decks at the end, or I'll show the decks at the end of the video. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into this. Don't want to leave you guys waiting for too long. 2x speed, volume's off, and we're off, and let's go and get started. So, I have not given up on black, yellow Linlin, obviously. This will probably be the deck that I will always keep on the back burner throughout my time playing One Piece. Unless something just happens where it just goes away or something. Who knows what happens in the future. But I will play black, yellow Luffy when that comes out, because it seems just like a better, more competitive version of what I want for black, yellow. But for the time being, this is still a good deck. This is still a fun deck to play. So he baits me into blocking on Borsalino here and drops a Birdcage, but that doesn't do anything to me, right? Like, that's like, hey, you can't KO Borsalino on your turn, even at the end of your turn. You cannot KO my Borsalino with your effects. So I'm not worried about it. Yeah, he is rested now, but he almost worked as a 1k counter blocking the attack. And now I'm just going to attack for 7. Play out another Borsalino and say, go ahead, excuse me. I think he tries to bait me out again here. But guys, I just, when it comes to Borsalino, this effect is what he gets around. Okay, now he swings 9. I just go ahead and take that. He has 4 cards in hand, so I'm like, you know what? I've got 2 other Great Eruptions in hand, so I might as well just make him trash a card. And I think I end up getting I get a Tinkal's Doflamingo out of his hand. So yeah, but yeah, back to black, yellow Linlin. I still think this deck is okay. It's just not quite going to be able to compete against some of the other stuff in the format currently, guys. It's just it's lagging behind a little bit. Okay, I popped the 3-cost blocker there for obvious reasons, and I set my Hiyori, or I play my Hiyori to set my top life as Kikinojo, and I'm like, okay, I need to get him down to 3 life here. I'm like, cool, I got it right there. So swing 5, swing 6, I got him down to 2 life. He only has 5 cards in hand now after drawing. I have a full board for the most part, or at least half a board, and my hand is stronger. We have the same life. I'm just in a good position here. And again, I'm not worried about this Birdcage, because it can't even KO the characters I have on the board right now that are rested. Okay, so I take it. I know it's going to be a Kikinojo trigger. And I'm in the situation now where I'm at 10 Dawn. I'm just going to play out my Linlin. I'm going to go... I should have swung with my leader first, but that's okay. I don't know. I guess there is some reason to swing with Kikinojo first here in case he had a Punk Gibson. But that can also hit the Gidatsu. So maybe, I don't know, maybe if he had blocked out of this one, it's smarter to swing with the characters first, I guess. So swing 6, swing 5. 10 Dawn here. He's going to play out, let's see what he plays out. But get this. Like, let me just pause right here, because this is towards the end of the video, obviously. If this Birdcage pops, it does not KO either of my Borsalinos. It will KO my Gidatsu. That'll be the one, like, pure value that it gets. But then, even if it KOs my Kikinojo, I go up another life. You know what I mean? So I'm just... And then what did you play this turn to stop me from attacking twice for, like, 13k or whatever it ends up being? A 13k and a 14k attack, or a 12k and a 15k attack. Yeah, and that's just game. He just gives up there. There's no way out of it. Look at my hand, too. If he played a blocker, I can get rid of it with Brook or the Rob Lucci. If he plays 2 blockers here, I can literally pop a 4-cost and a 3-cost with Rob Lucci here. There's just... He has no way out of this situation. And, yeah, GG. And like I said, I will post the list at the end of the at the end of the video. Make sure we're at 2x speed. Okay, and we're good. We're off to the races here. So this is against Nami. This was an aggressive Nami player. I will tell you that much right now. Very aggressive Nami player. But I still like Linlin's... I don't know. I like black, yellow Linlin into this matchup. I think it's pretty much always going to be fine, because we run so many 4-cost characters. Like 4-cost Borsalino is a 5k. 4-cost Kikinojo now is a 6k. We got the Gidatsu at 6k. We got Rob Lucci in this deck at 6k. So I run a lot of beaters. You know what I mean? And against Nami, in case you're not aware, the way to beat Nami is you swing as wide as possible and as consistently as possible while protecting your guys. So right here, he plays out a Zeph and bounces my my Fukuro. I'm like, okay, let me counter out of this so he doesn't get a free card off the top of his deck. And I don't have any cost reduction here. So I'm not in a great spot. Like, the only cost reduction I had, you know, was the Suru, and I have a Suru in hand, so I guess I could have doubled up and KO'd that card with, like, a Rob Lucci, but I just didn't see that as being, like, the best value. Instead, I thought, here, instead, let me fill up the board with blockers. And he bounces my Borsellino, and then he bounces my Fukuro, and I'm like, okay, well, holy crap. You know, not ideal. I take the hit from the Nami, you know, because that doesn't hurt me at all. I counter out of this one for a 2K and a 1K. Give him that Fukuro. I can't make it stick, and I got bigger blockers now anyway with more Dawn. I over counter there with the Rebecca so that I could pull it back with Gecko Moria later. That there was a reason for that. But I don't think I even end up pulling it. You know, I don't even think I actually end up getting that value from it. So swing 6 into his what's his name? His Zeph. Swing 6 more into Zeph. Okay, let's see what he does. Of course, he's going to defend it. Play out the Gecko Moria. Oh, I do end up playing it. My bad. So play out these cards. I'm just trying to get cards, you know. I'm just trying to fill up the board with cards here. So I'm in a pretty bad spot right now, right? Like, it looks like, oh, geez, this is not good. He's about to hit you for 7 cards off the top. Yep, and he's going to get that one. He got a card from that one. He's going to swing in with the with one of these Zephs. I just have to block one of them, and I'm feeling okay. But this is not an ideal situation to be in. However, he does only have 4 cards in hand because of what's going on. So he does that. He gets my last life here, and he gets to mill 7 from that attack. He swings in for 7 more. Or, excuse me, 8 more. I block out of that one. He has 4 Dawn open. But I did just top deck a Great Eruption, which was nice. That went with my other Great Eruption. And I should be, as long as I can take out a Zeph here, right? That's what I'm thinking, like with an attack. So 6 into this Zeph. Let's see what he gives me. Okay, so I'm like 6 into the Zeph here. Notice I have 0 life, by the way, guys. Like, he could just swing in it at any time and take me out if he has a way to bounce my Fukuro. But I do have other things in mind here, like dropping 2 blockers, for example, or dropping another blocker, KOing his board, and getting down my Fukuro here, and I should be pretty safe here. He does Deathwink there, which was a absolute ideal usage of Deathwink with 1 card in hand to go up 2 cards. The guy was playing well. The way his deck was made, that was a little bit awkward, like how he had a lot of removal. Like, he's got Gum Red Rocks. He got down the 2 Zephs, and it was just one of those situations where it's like, man, okay, you know, we got to try and make this work. He plays Rush Usopp. Bro's trying to KO me right here. He's trying to take me out of the game. So looking back real quick, he has no Dawn active. So if I were smart right here, if I was paying enough attention when I was recording this video, I probably could have just gone for lethal here. Like, I think I could have put 3 on Fukuro, and then 4 on this Fukuro, and then all 7s. And I don't think he survives that. I don't think he does. Maybe he does, because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks, and I have to get through 4 attacks, right? Like, 4 attacks have to hit, so I can only risk losing 1 attack. So I was like, instead, let me just go ahead and do it the safe route. And actually, I'm sorry, thinking back, what I should have done was 7 on Fukuro, 9, hang on, no, it would be 7. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it's too risky. I think it would have been too risky. Possible, yes, but way too risky. Because what if he gets a Kaya and another Zeph from his life? I'm like, all right, now instead, let's just swing 7 into here. We will gain life by trashing this card. We will swing, you know, then I start doing a little bit of attacking here. I understand I have to give him a few cards in hand, but at the same time, it's like, okay, you do what you got to do, right? And then I'll just establish a Kikanojo, and I'm back at 1 life. I'm feeling safe here. He is getting low on cards in deck. I think I mouse over the deck in a little bit here. He is getting pretty low on cards, but I'm like, okay, yeah, he has 14 cards left. So I'm like, all right, let me give him this blocker. And he plays it on Basil Hawkins. Like I said, this list, guys, was spicy. If I had the list, I would post it, but I have no idea, you know, what list this guy was running. But it was pretty spicy. It had some really cool stuff in it. Props to this guy for being a more aggressive version of Nami. You know, like actually having characters, you know, respect. So right here, I've calculated that I'm going to be able to win the game right here. It's like, okay, let's just go all 6s. Let's see how many Kayas you got, because you know he doesn't have any Kayas. Okay, he does that to draw a card, Basil Hawkins. Again, so now I'm like, oh, okay, wait a minute. He only has 3 cards in hand. Let me hit him for 9 here. Or no, excuse me. So let me hit him for 6. So now I've pretty much figured out, like, okay, there's no way he can survive all these attacks. He got the Deathwink off, but he has no Dawn left. Okay, 6. And then everything on Fukuro for the win. Okay. No way he's getting out of that. Very nice. Very cool Nami deck. That was a really, really interesting Nami deck. Alright, so now over to Gecko, Moria. You know, like I said, we had 2 games for of Black Yellow Linlin. Just kind of showing y'all what I'm running there, how it feels in the format. I'm going against like nothing but random decks right now, guys. Like, I don't know if you guys have been on the sim lately, but it is just straight randoms on there, randos. You know, just let me put it at 2x speed. There we go. But at the same time, it's good practice. It's good to mess around with. So right here, I just used 2 Great Eruptions to draw some cards. I probably should have saved one, like, for example, in this situation right here. But at the same time, I'm not too worried about it. So I'm going to attack 7 into the 6K, trashing Absalom, playing Absalom, carrying the Perona, and making him give me a 2K out of hand, or he loses his character. He loses the character, so that ended up working out just fine. This was a really interesting matchup, and, you know, the Doflamingo got to go first and everything. I think Gecko Moria is pretty favored into Doflamingo. I could be wrong about that. We'll have to see, especially once OP07 comes out. But currently, with OP06, I felt very in control of this game, and I think you'll see that as we're going on here. So I'll swing 6 in here, make him give me a card out of hand, or lose his character. And I'm like, okay, well, in that case, I'll swing 7 into him, and I'll trash this card, and, you know, do some shenanigans here, KO the 1 cost again. I have 1 Dawn left. I miscalculated that. I should have swung for 1K more with my leader, but I'm like, you know, let me Syndra here and fuel up my trash, because I just went through 2 Absaloms, right? So I actually went through 4 cards of my trash pretty quickly there. Okay, Mihawk, he's going to swing 7 into my 5 here. I don't have any 2K counters in hand, so it's like, you know what? I think I still do it because I'm trying to play around Pudding. That was my #1 goal there, was to play around Pudding. Okay, I don't know if he has it or not, but that was the idea at least. So 5 into Mihawk, 5 into face, and counters out. So right here, I'm like 5 more, and I think I play Gecko Moria. Yep, okay. So here's the one thing I will say. I got to pause for a second. So Doflamingo and Gecko Moria like to go first. But one nice thing about Gecko Moria, if he has to go second, you do have your 8-cost Gecko Moria, you know, boss drop to play on the even curve. So that is pretty ideal, actually, if you do have to go second, like I had to in this case. So I'm like, you know, I'm in full control of this game, so I'm just going to draw some cards here. Get a Hina, drew an Absalom from the Kuzan. I have a cost reducer now, you know, on the board. He has to remove that cost reducer, or I can remove anything he plays. And, yeah. Because notice, I have 2 Hinas in hand, 2 Rebeccas. I've got Hogback and Absalom. My board is completely full. Okay, I'm going to let him have Absalom this time, because I need to fill up the board anyway here. Okay, we'll see what he does. I'm just waiting for him to pass the turn to me. Swings 5 into brand new. You can have that. I'm never going to block out of that. Okay. And, yep, in this situation, he has a decent board as well. Two 4K blockers and 2 5K beaters. But I'm going to see what he's going to give me here. Gives me a 2K. I'm like, okay, I will take that. So I want to save my my Kuzan swing if I can, because I don't want to jeopardize losing Kuzan. So right here, I'm like, okay, let me swing 6 into your 5K, trashing Absalom, playing Absalom, replacing Absalom to KO that blocker. And now it's like, okay, well, in that case, I'm going to swing 7 into this guy and see what you give me. -3 to your Doflamingo, but I can't do anything with that. Then I swing 9 at face. So, I mean, like I said, I feel like, excuse me, I feel like this guy just didn't get enough removal or something. He drops a 10-cost Kaido on me here, and I'm like, oh, okay, right? Like, that's, you know, bold strategy, Cotton. That's what's going through my head right here. I've got a Kuzan on the board, and it's like 6 cards in hand. The whole time I'm thinking, yeah, that's a bold strategy right there. So I need to remove some cards from the board before I actually play out my removal here. Bunch of 6s at him. Get rid of all of his 2Ks he just got. Play out Hina to -2 there. I didn't want to waste my Rebecca there. Swing at life. Trash Lucci. Replace my Absalom. I've just got an infinite Absalom cycle going on right now. He has to get rid of my Kuzan. There's just no, there is no other option. You know what I mean? You just have to get rid of Kuzan here. He uses a blocker at 2 life. I think he should have taken that life and kept the blocker on the board. At least that's what I think personally. Plays out Gecko Moria. He's been getting a lot of value from that card this game. Like, he's been getting tons of value. And then he just kind of quits out. And I get it. And look at that. He did have a putting in hand, by the way. Check that out. He did have a putting in hand, so I'm glad I played around that. I had an Ice Age, a Perona, and a Gecko Moria coming from life. And, guys, this deck feels strong. Like, the Gecko Moria feels really good to play right now. Next game up here, we got a game against Eustace Kid. Make sure this is on 2x speed. I'm still waiting on my cards to come in the mail. I really want to play this deck. For the time being, I'm actually going to probably play this red-purple deck. I mentioned it on the Discord. Guys, if you haven't hopped on the Discord yet, you know, go ahead and hang out in there with us if you want to. You don't have to, but we have a lot of fun on there. Talk about deck, you know, theory crafting and deck building and stuff, and just all things One Piece, spoilers, you name it. So, but I mentioned on the Discord recently, I think I'm going to be playing red-purple Law until my cards come in the mail. But after playing black-yellow Linlin, I don't know. It's just a fun deck for me to play. I can't explain it. Okay, so he's going to fill up the board a little bit here. Swing 6 at me. I've got a Rob Lucci for him. I'm feeling pretty good here. Swing 5 at life. He has to know I'm going to play Lucci if I didn't attack Bonnie. That's just got to be common sense. And I trash everything but the Rebecca and the Hina. Those are probably the highest value cards in there. It sucks having to get rid of some of those other cards, though, because they were decent targets. He plays out the 3-cost killer here. This is the one that can, I think it can on play KO a 3 or less. And he plays out the Apu. Not really sure about that. Not really sure what's going on there. I don't think Eustace Kid's actually that great right now. Like, what? I guess, okay. Yes, the Supernova package is decent. But, okay, hang on. Swinging 6, using Perona, making him trash a card from hand. 1 second, guys. If you're going to play mono green, like, I get it. The Supernova package is decent. And Eustace Kid is always going to be, like, at least a decent leader because of his effect in the Supernova package that goes around him. But Film is kind of the stronger package. So why would you not just run Uda at that point? And that's just me. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Not trying to throw any shade or any hate at Eustace Kid players out there, but I don't quite get it. Okay, so I hit him with a -1 there and attack, you know, with the Perona. He has to trash card man. He takes the hit from the leader. Swing 5 at life. Swing 6 at life. With swing 5 with Sindri. I'm just putting pressure on this guy because next turn I kind of want to drop you know, Gecko Moria. All right. I don't have a lot of great options in my trash, so that's what I was looking at right there. Now I have a Sindri and a okay, hang on a second. So he plays out Trafalgar Law, but he didn't swing with anything first. Okay, no, he's trying to fill up the board. It's almost like this guy's playing like a law player, like a red-green Trafalgar Law player. But it's like, dude, there's no benefit to filling up the board in that way, like there is in Law, in red-green Law. Okay, so right here, it's like, okay, let's just go ahead and smash him for 6. I'm going to just keep making this guy trash cards. This guy's not going to have any cards in hand. That's pretty much the game plan. Okay. So he trashes the card and blocks out of that. I swing 5 into the Bonnie jewelry Bonnie, 6 into life, play out my blocker. All my stuff cannot be KO'd by effects this turn. I got some cycled cards in my trash for next turn if I need a Gecko. And I'm in commanding position in this game. Just absolutely commanding position. Swings 8 at life. I have 3 life left. I'm like, what could he do? I'm gonna go and gain it. You know, or take the hit. He trashes the green X Drake that can give all your guys +1k, all your Supernova and Navy characters +1k. 2k counter, the 6k attack. He has 3k left, or 3 Dawn left. He plays out 2 more guys. Like I said, he's almost playing like a red-green Trafalgar Law player. It's really strange to me. Like why would you play out that Apu? I don't know. And he just gives up here. Okay, so that was that. Now let's go on to the final game here that I have for y'all against Hody Jones. Really interesting game. Really interesting leader. But I think Hody Jones is probably missing like 1 card. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's missing 1 or 2 cards. Because just the fact that it has the 7 calls Hody Jones, it has I think his name's Daruma. It has a lot of really cool answers to you know, to use against, you know, cards that have very powerful effects. You know, they're so powerful that they make you lose a life unless you tap your leader, right? So it has some really strong cards, but I feel like it's missing like maybe 1 or 2 characters, maybe even an event, or maybe like even an event or something like that. Okay, so he swings 5 at me. I just go ahead and take it. I like to take some of the hits early to go down to like around 3 or 4 life, depending on who I'm playing against, obviously. And like, you know, if it's Yamato or a yellow deck, I don't want to go down to 3 life. But okay, so I'm gonna go up to. It looks like I'm gonna swing for 7 here. I'm thinking about, yeah. So just swing for 8 because I can only do that effect. play out Hogback, and I'm just trying to get a 2K here. So that game, so sorry guys, we missed the first part of the game. I had to drop 2 Sindries to fill up my trash because I just didn't have anything to play. It was a bad feeling. It was a real feels bad type of moment. But one thing about Sindri is she can fill up your trash. She can help save you from some absolutely terrible pools. Okay, so he swings 6 at life. I'm going to take it. 6 more at life. I'm a 2K out of this one. He's got the one. Then he plays Daruma, and all he has is a Daruma and a 1-cost Kami Searcher. All right. So I'm looking for things in my trash. I still don't have an Absalom. Absalom is what I really need right now. That's what I'm fishing for. Yeah, no pun intended, right? Going against Hody Jones here. But I really need an Absalom here. And I'm like, you know what? It's coming. It's coming. And I got it. So that was a total chance, by the way. I was like, you know what? I've gone through 20 cards in my deck at this point. Well, technically, 3 cards are still my life. But it's like I have like 5 cards on the board, 5 in hand. I've done 2 Sindries. I've gone through 20 cards in my deck, right? I'm going to chance getting the Absalom from the top deck mill from my Leader's Effect. And I did get it. If I hadn't got it, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but it would have been very frustrating. Okay, so there goes Daruma. I'm able to take him out, establish an Absalom. I've got a pretty healthy board, right? I've got 3 5Ks, a blocker, and then just 1 random card that I can get rid of at any time. So 4 relevant cards on the board versus none on my opponent's side. He has a few more cards than I do. I think he has, 8 cards in hand. But still, I mean, like, I'm feeling pretty good right here. He hits me with a Ryuma, taking out my Hina. That was very nice. Probably a better choice would have been Hogback, I think. I'd have to check what all is in my trash. But, like, yeah, okay, I have 2 Hogbacks, and they're all ready. So, yeah, he should have definitely hit that instead of the Hina. Because I didn't see if I had any Hinas or not. Probably didn't matter too much at the end of the day. Excuse me. Okay, so swing 6. He kind of clears up my board. I'm like, okay. Looks like it might be time to drop Gecko Moria. Or I could establish 2 blockers. You know, I actually have a lot of options here. Swing 2 into Kami, see if he wants to give me anything. Swing 5 into life. I've got 9 Dawn available. So I'm going to swing 5 into life, get a card out of hand, or take one of his life. And then I'm going to swing 6. So he blocks out, and he takes that one. Play out Gecko Moria. I really just need to fill the board back up, get a little bit of extra cards in hand, play out brand new. I get the Ice Age here, and then I get, with the Rebecca, I grab back a 2K counter, play out my other Brandon from hand with her effect, and I end up whiffing that. This was a pretty bad pull for me, all things considered. Like, having to drop double Sindri in the beginning of the game, having to, you know, just not getting an Absalom until, you know, at least it did finally come in clutch at the end there. And it was a pretty rough game. So taps down my Hody Jones here and plays out this guy, Vander Decken the 9th. Check this card out, guys. On play, you may trash a Fishman type card from your hand or trash Noah's Ark from your hand or field and then KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters. That just took out my Gecko Moria. And I hadn't even swung with Gecko Moria yet because he tapped it down with his Hody Jones. Like, just, that was crazy, guys. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a very powerful effect, especially for a green deck. Like, that was very powerful. And all he did was trash a Noah's Ark from hand. You saw that? Like, it's not like he needs that right now. Or did that come from his life? I didn't see. Whatever the case is. I think he came from his hand. Whatever. Definitely not relevant. Do I not have it on 2x speed? Yeah, I do. I'm just really slow. All right. So right here, I'm thinking, okay, I have a lot of things I need to do here. Excuse me. We're going to swing 8 at Ryuma, playing out Hogback, using, wait, what am I doing? I think I'm using Hogback's effect. Yeah, to get back Gecko Moria. Let's see what he does here. Looks like he's going to counter out to get it back. And in this situation, I'm like, that was less than ideal. I think I would have done things a little bit differently if I had not gotten, or if I had KO'd his character. I ended up trashing the Lucci and something else, and I'm like, okay, I just have to survive this turn. I get a Great Eruption, and, you know, I kind of think, I don't know, maybe it'd have been smart to make him discard a card. But anyway, he taps down 2 of my guys here. Swing 6 into my Hogback, block out of it. Swing 8 into my what's his name, Sabo. I'm like, oof. I kind of want to save it, but it's like, nah, it's not smart. That's not smart. Then he swings 5 into him. I'm fine with losing that now. That's, you know, that basically saved me a life. So right here, I can attack into his. I can kind of clear the board a little bit. You'll see what happens here, because I can swing 3 into his 2K Deckard Kane guy. a lot happened this turn where I'm like, what do I do here? Like, I just couldn't quite figure out the best way to handle this situation. And let me pause it. Remember, I do have a Lucci in the trash. I don't know if I have Helmeppo in the trash, but if I have Helmeppo in the trash, it's still awkward because I can reduce one Hody Jones down to a 2, but then I can't reduce the other one down to a 1. So I can't take out both Hody Jones. But what I can do is I can take out the Ryuma, take him down to 2, and then take the other one. You guys see what I'm saying? What I would have to do, though, is I could take the Ryuma down to 2 with the Great Eruption and take the Hody Jones down to 2 with the Ice Age. Then, when I play Gecko Moria, bring back a Lucci and a one-cost Suru, or if I have the Helmeppo, grab the Helmeppo to do the rest of the work. So it was a really awkward situation where I couldn't get exactly what I wanted, and it took me a while to figure it out. I know my opponent was getting impatient with me. But, guys, that's... You know, as more and more cards come out, more and more interactions come out, the game becomes more and more complicated. So right here, I basically just, like, messed... Whoop, hang on, let me... So he just quit on me there. Like I said, unfortunate. But let me see if I had I did have a Helmeppo in the trash. So what I was going to do was grab back the Helmeppo, -3 to the Ryuma, and then I was going to KO the Hody Jones and the Ryuma. He must have thought I was going to KO both Hody Jones. So there you go, guys. The element of surprise there. I tricked him. I tricked him into thinking I was going to be able to KO both of the Hody Jones. and I couldn't. I just simply didn't have enough. But I was going to be able to KO one Hody Jones and a Ryuma. Right, guys, that's it for the videos. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me go ahead and bring up the decks that I'm running. So this was the black-yellow Linlin list. Let me make sure y'all can see this good. Yeah, that's right. I didn't put my camera on today. So this is the black-yellow Linlin list that I was running for the video. These Tashigis, I was actually just talking in Discord about this before recording this video. These Tashigis can be like Perona. That would be absolutely fine. This is not a set slot right here. This was just a 3-cost 2K counter that I could grab back with Rebecca. That's literally all it was. But yeah, this deck feels like it's, it's going somewhere. It feels a little bit all over the place because, I don't know. There's times where I almost consider just running this straight up like Katakuri and just being a Katakuri list that can also gain life at the end of the game. Like, instead of being able to put on the extra aggro and adjust triggers, I'd rather just be able to gain life at the end of the game and build this 100% mono yellow Katakuri, but as black yellow Linlin. But yeah, everything else, the deck it feels like it's okay. It just doesn't feel great. I don't know how else to explain it. Something's missing. I probably need to do some more play testing and adjustments and things like that. But currently, at the time of recording this, it just feels all over the place. I've got this little 11-card package with the Landawano characters. I've got like this Gecko, Moria, Rebecca, whatever package going on here. The Charlotte Linlins, tons of blockers. And real quick before we move on to the next deck, that's really what makes this deck work, guys. It's just going all blockers. Like block, 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 attrition people out of the game with your leader's effect, go into a full-on grind, and win that way. Yeah, that's like the best I got for you, you know what I mean? But I am working on this deck to make it work later. Next up is Gecko Moria. This is the list I was running. Now, this deck feels very solid. It just feels very good. It feels like it always has answers. It feels like you always have some type of option you can do. Like some kind of option you can play out. Excuse me. One thing I have seen people do is run the 2-cost Cerberus, which I think is a great tech card against like early Yamato aggression. And it probably could take the place over something like the 2 Kuzans here. Maybe go down to Helmeppo, maybe, something along those lines. I definitely see a place for it. Maybe go down to Hina. The Cerberus, it is nice. It's nice to have in here, and maybe even go down a few Savos. But that would be a good addition is Cerberus, and that being, let me type in Thriller. Hit this. This is the card I'm talking about, Cerberus here. This is just a great addition to the deck. And also, Borsellino is a fine addition as well. I just wasn't running it because I feel like, I don't know. Gecko Moria seems like it's a very aggressive deck. And if you're having to play defensively, you're probably in a lot of trouble. Like, it's a very aggressive type of deck, in my opinion. I don't know. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. But overall, I'm really enjoying this leader. This feels a lot more fair to me than Blue-Black Sakazuki did. And at the same time, challenging and competitive. So I'm a big fan of this deck. whenever my cards come in, I will be playing this. Until then, I'll be playing Red Purple Law. I'll at least show you guys that list if anyone's curious. This is the list I'll be running for Red Purple Law. Probably at my next locals, like I said, until the cards come in the mail. Okay, well, that's it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. Please do not forget to like and subscribe if you have not already. And if you guys got any comments or questions, please put them down in the comment section below. I love answering questions or liking comments and all that good stuff. All right, guys, until next time. Peace.